Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Bridal Business TV, I guess. I hope you guys are well today. So, today I want to talk about bride A or bride B. Now, we've talked a lot before about how there are 6 personalities of brides, 6 characteristics of brides, and I'm thinking can everyone see me and hear me? I better just check that before I start going into all my content and then realizing that nobody can hear or see me. Can you? Does everyone let me know? Hey guys, good morning. You can see there's people watching. Hello. Make sure that you say hi. Hey, if you are watching inside of the Bridal Business community, or if you're watching it inside of one of our groups, click on the video, guys, and watch it from my page, my business page. And then when you make comments, I can see them, and I can also add you guys onto the comments as well. So welcome, guys. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I can see that there's people starting to come in. Facebook is obviously trying to do its thing right now. Let me just see. Yes. Hello. Perfect. We're perfectly live. All right, guys. I want to talk about bride A or bride B today, because the 6 personalities of brides. I don't want you to get confused. 6 personalities of brides. Right? These are the characteristics of brides that I talk about. I'm putting myself on the spot now. We talk about a classic bride. We talk about a boho bride. We talk about the natural bride. We talk about the glam bride. We talk about a quirky bride. And we talk about the modern bride, right? So I always look at the characteristics of the types of brides that we attract. Now, for those of you who haven't taken my quiz, go and take my quiz, bridalbusinessschool.com/bride tribe, because that will then give you an idea. And I think I've actually put it into like a brand book now as well. So you can download the brand book and you can kind of fill that out to get a real good feel for your brides. Now, I've been putting together some training for a summit that's coming up, which I'll share with you guys. But I wanted to share a little bit from my presentation with you, because I thought it was quite important to understand that there are different types of brides. There's obviously, we've got our personalities, but there's actually 2 types of that personality. They're either going to be what I call a bride A or a bride B. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's get on with the show. I'm going to roll my intro. Okay, right, let's talk about these 2 different types of brides, because I think it's important to understand where they're coming from, because if you can sort of understand where your brides are in the booking journey, in their journey to actually turning into an actual bride themselves, then you're going to start to really understand how you can book more of these brides. So I'm going to switch over. Let me just switch onto my keynote, because that way you guys can see. All right, you guys can see that, right? Let's just go to, let's put me in here. So let's change me into a square shape. And let's get me out of the way. So move me, come on now. Make me a bit smaller. There I go. All right, okay. Can you guys see that? I'm hoping you guys can see that. Okay. All right, so bride A or bride B. In fact, what I'm going to do, I might even make this a bit bigger for you guys and just hit the play button on this, shall I? If I hit the play button, what does that do? Hold on a second. Let's get me back here. Make me a little bit bigger again. I think this will be good. Let's flick over. Let's try that. All right. That's okay. I'm down there. It's all good. Okay, so I'm out of the way so you guys can actually see what I'm saying. All right, so Bride A and Bride B. Let's talk about what the difference is, first of all, between these two things, because Bride A's are going to be the really super simple, easy characters to book, right? Bride A's are like your A-listers, right? You've got to think of these as like your VIP clients. Now, not that every bride shouldn't be treated like a VIP, but Bride A's are our VIP because generally speaking, they're really actively searching for a hair and makeup artist, right? They're probably getting married within the next 12 months. So they've very likely been referred to you by a family, friend, by, previous brides of yours. And most of the time they've sought you out. So they're really, really active. And when we were talking yesterday about making it easy for brides to make a booking, like having an online booking system, or at least having an online quote system, I should say. I keep saying booking, but I mean quote. It's hard to do bookings for weddings, I get that. But having an online quote system, if you can make it super simple for these Bride A's to kind of, they see you on social and then they check out your website and they look at your prices and they're thinking, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm getting married soon. I want to get an official quote. They'll ask for this official quote, right? They're probably pretty much primed and ready to book, right? These are the brides that are going to ask for a quote. Now, what happens is that as hair and makeup artists, we forget about what I call the Bride Bs. Now, the Bride Bs are the brides that are browsing still, right? They're still looking around, not really sure who they're going to pick right now. They might be getting a few quotes from a few different people, maybe, but pretty much they're probably, if they're more than 12 months out from their wedding, what they're actually doing is probably hitting a few websites, checking about a few sites, maybe making a few inquiries about, how much things cost. But generally speaking, they're probably not ready to book. But if they're coming across your website, right, maybe they're giving you a follow, which means they're thinking to themselves, I really like this person and I love what they do. I might want to come back to them when I'm ready to make my booking. The problem we've got is, just having that follow. We know that with social media, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, that even if you then posted on your pages, it's unlikely that person would see it. I mean, we're talking 1%. So for every 100 people you have following you on your social media, only one of them is going to see the content that you post. It's just how it is now. If you want more people to see it, you've got to put money behind it, and you've got to create an advert that targets the people that follow your page. So what you've got to think about is that whilst these brides are, yes, not ready to book, and they're not going to make you money right now, if they're kind of giving you that follow, if they're giving you a little like, a little comment maybe, if they're sort of checking you out, if they're maybe even popping over to your website thinking, I might just have a look at this girl and see if I like what she's got, right? I like Dawn, I like what she's got on socials. I love her work. I'm going to go just check out her website and see what else she has on there, see if she's got her prices up, right? That's the kind of thing that these Bride Bs are going to do. Now, will they ask for a quote? It's probably 50-50. Some of them will go, yeah, well, I'm here, I'll ask for a quote. But a lot of them will just check you out, and you know what they'll do? They'll disappear. So let's talk about what we do to try and capture those brides, because if you want to create more, if you want to capture more brides, if you want to get more inquiries, you've got to learn to find these Bride Bs, because the Bride A's, as I said, they're easy. They're already primed and ready to go, and they probably have that know, like, and trust factor that we were talking about yesterday, right? So they get the quotes and everything, then you can get them on the phone and you can turn them into a booking so easily. Bride Bs are a little bit harder. They really are a little bit harder, and they're easily spooked, right? You don't want to push them. You don't want to push these brides into, pick me, get a quote from me, make a booking, blah, blah, blah. She's not ready right now. She's not ready. She's still browsing. But when she's ready, you want to be the first person in her mind. Now, in an ideal world, this is how we would We'd all love things to go. We'd love someone to refer us or someone to do a Google search, pick up the phone and go, hey, I'd like to book you for my wedding. And hey, presto, they've made a booking, right? It doesn't really work this way. And here's the thing. Here's what most of you probably think happened, right? We've got more avenues now for our brides to be able to connect with us, right? We've got the microphone means word of mouth, guys. This is my very primitive drawing here, but you've got word of mouth, you've got search engines, let's say Googles and Yahoos, and I include things like Pinterest and I include YouTube in that, right? That's all SEO, that's all search engines. You've got your Instagram, Facebooks, and then you've got your paid ads, right? And I think what we think is that they come across us in those means. They go over to our website. We know that not many people make a call these days, and they become a booking. In reality, it looks like this. In reality, this is what, in reality, it really happens, right? They come across us on all those channels, right? Or on one or two of those channels where it's word of mouth, SEO, etc., right? Then what they do is they maybe hit you up in the DMs, right? Or they send you a Facebook message, or they'll send you a text message, or they'll send you a private message on Instagram. Maybe they'll just send you a reply on a post, right, on Facebook. Some people will go to the website and they'll sort of check you out and stuff. And a tiny, tiny, tiny proportion of those, right, your brides, they're the ones that are going to become a booking. But you know what happens? Most of them get to that point where they hit your website and off they go. They're gone, right? These are the bride bees. These are your bride bees, guys. And the reason why we want a bride bee is because if she's checked you out, if she's going from your socials and she's clicking over on to check you out on your website, right, she's probably next year's bride A, okay? And if you're not capturing her at this opportunity in the middle here, over text or over your website, or somehow trying to get information from her and getting her onto your email list, you are losing out big time. You're like leaving money on the table, as they say, when it comes to making bookings. So here's what kind of like it looks like. This is my bridal sales funnel. I've taken this out of my Become a Bride Magnet program. I'm going to teach a little bit in my training in a bit in the summit. But basically, we have a lot of brides that come into contact with us, like I just said to you, through sort of SEO, through referrals, through paid ads, through social media, etc., right? We have a lot of brides that will get in contact with us, and you'll see that it is a funnel, because not every bride is going to become a booking, right? So we have a high ratio of people that can connect with us, perhaps a lower ratio that will become a client. Now we want to widen this. We don't want this to be a funnel, right? We want this to be like a gateway. We want to have a gateway of brides. And in reality, that's just not what happens, because what we forget to do is that middle bit there. We forget to captivate these brides. We connect with them. Some, like I said, the bride A's, they'll fall straight down. You'll have bride A's that will quite easily turn into booked brides, right? They'll convert into a booked bride. But the majority of the people that come into contact with you, basically, this is what happens. They all fall out your funnel because they don't actually even get past the connection stage. All these bride bees, as you can see, they literally just fall. They fall out your funnel. And the reason they fall out and they go down the outside of your funnel and they just disappear is because you're not doing anything to capture those bride bees. So what you need to do is create somewhere on your websites and on your social media for that bride bee to have an option to connect with you that doesn't make them get a quote from you, that doesn't make them, jump on a call or have to book an appointment or anything like that. You just want a way of saying, hey, bride bees, I am going to be the best hair and makeup artist that you could ever wish for, but I know that you're not ready yet. I know that you're not ready to make a commitment to me. So, hey, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you this. I am going to give you my list of the top, let's say, the top wedding professionals in my area. And I'm going to share with you all, the best ones. All you've got to do is download it. It costs you nothing except for your name and email. So you're going to say, Bride B, give me your name, give me your email. I'm going to give you the most valuable piece of information that you could ever have as a bride. And all you're going to do is give me your name and email for it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to start building up a Bride B email list. You're going to have heaps of brides go on there because they're going to say, hey, I live in this area. I'm getting married soon. I need to know who the top wedding venues are, the top wedding service providers are. And she's got a whole list of them. Sweet. I'll download that. And then what have you done? You have, number one, they've come to you in the first place. So they found their way to you. They like what you've got. They're giving you a like, a follow, a share, a comment, right? They're maybe going onto your website, checking out your prices. But what's happening is that they're getting to your website or they're getting to your social media, and then they might make a little bit of noise. They might make a couple of clicks, but then they're disappearing. We don't want them to disappear. We want to keep in the mind of that bride so that when she turns into a bride A and she's actively looking, you're the one she thinks of. So you create the avenue for that bride to say, hey, here's my name and email. And then you use that email in an email marketing series, right? And I don't want to say marketing because it's not going to be about sell as such, but marketing is everything, right? It's about building that know, like, and trust factor. These brides are not going to be as easy as bride A, right? You're not going to be able to immediately pick up the phone and talk to them. You're not going to, ask them about their wedding. You're not going to build that bond with them straight away. You've got a little bit of a lesser opportunity to do that with bride Bs, but if you have an email sequence that, again, this has got to be automated, guys. I said this yesterday. You want to automate everything. If you guys want to know how to do that and how to automate, if you want copies of like my sales scripts and all that, put the word CRM in the comments, because I am working on an exclusive creatives bridal business client management system. I'm working on it right now. So if you guys are interested in learning more about that, just put the word CRM in the comments. And I will share it with you as soon as it's ready to go. But that will have basically everything. All this kind of stuff will be set up. We'll have that, what I call this bride magnet, lead magnet, right? We'll have that set up for the bride bees. It will be literally a case of you just have to accept the bookings. That will be your job. I want to make it as easy as I can for my hair and makeup artists. So the bride bees need a reason to stick with you. If you can get them into your funnel and turn them into a connection right at the beginning, and then you can captivate them, which is what you do using your email sequencing, where we share lots of helpful information. We don't bombard them, but we send out sort of regular communication where we tell them more about ourselves. We do tell them a little bit more about our services, but mainly we tell them about how they can have the best wedding day ever, right? That's what it's about. It's about telling that bride bee, hey, if you stick with me, I'm going to make sure you have the best wedding day ever, and here's how we're going to achieve it, right? So you're going to give them lots and lots of information during that time. And then when they're ready, they can then become that bride A. So in terms of doubling your bridal inquiries, right? Getting more inquiries. Your bride A's are easy, right? Your bride A's are going to get that online quote request form. And then you're going to obviously follow up. Then we talked about that yesterday. We talked about how to make things really easy for a bride. Bride B, a little bit more complicated, but you want to give them a reason to get connected. I call that a bride magnet or a lead magnet, whatever you want to call it. Or freebie or freemium. Ethical bribe, if you like, whatever you want to call it. And then we want to use marketing. We can use text and voice. In my CRM, I'm setting it up so you guys can literally send text messages. You can send voice messages to these brides, right? Keeping them interested. Use a nurture sequence to do that. All set up, all pre-written, all automated, right? You set it up once and off you go. And then again, like I said, you want to offer your services periodically in that communication. Bride B's, guys, are your bride A's, right? They are your bride A's. They are just probably 12 months behind. And, if we can do that, you're going to turn more of them, right? We're going to have less people leaving. And it's okay to have people leave. It's okay to have people not book us. You know why? Because just some people just aren't for us. And that's okay. You have to understand, I think you have to understand as well that just some brides you're just not going to gel with. And it's just the way it is. It doesn't matter. There are just some people who would actually probably be more of a pain to you. They're not going to be a very good bride. They're not going to be very easy to deal with. And if you are a hair makeup artist who has kind of struggled with that quality of bride, if you struggle with quantity, this is what you do. If you struggle with quality, this is what you do. Okay, if you struggle with quantity, you're not getting enough brides, it's because you're losing them. And you don't need to lose them. I've just shown you how. And if you're struggling a bit with quality, take my bride. It could just be that you're not quite targeting the right type of bride for you, the right personality of bride. Maybe your sort of socials and that are all over the place. So that's worth looking into if you're struggling a little bit with the quality of bride, but also, put this in place. Put this in place that captures those brides in the future, because as time moves on, you're going to start to really understand your brides a lot more, and you're going to be providing them with the right products and services for them, and they're just going to want to book you. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for your company. Thank you to those of you watching on the replay. I hope it's been helpful. I shall be back next week with some more training. All right, see you soon.